Hi. Oh, you're muted. Can you all hear me?
Hi, Kayla.
Oh, yeah, I can hear Eleanor. Good. Sometimes with the earbuds, it's funky, so I always like to test it.
I'm here. Just got home from work.
Hi, Shyla. You're
Hello.
amazing. It's so like, think about how challenging it is to just like go from one thing to the next and jump on and like have no rest in between. So lots of credit for you jumping on here and anyone else who's doing that.
Glad to be here.
Aw, likewise. So while we're waiting for people to join us, I would love to hear how you all are doing. If you want to unmute and just start casually chatting with me. We got Sandy, Linda, Natasha. Here they all
Oh my
come.
God.
Sandy, I like your braids. So
Oh,
cute.
thank you. My hair was so messy.
Hey, we have no judgments here. It's like Planet Fitness, right? No judgment zone.
Nope. I sat at the couch for like a few minutes and I fell asleep. I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I'm like, I got that thing. I gotta get up.
You do have sleepy face on, which is totally
I
fine.
am so, I was like, if I slept for like an hour in the couch, it was crazy.
Uh-huh. And then couch sleepy face is a whole
hmm
nother level.
Yeah, like, oh my God. But I'm awake. I got up.
Yeah. Hi, Anne. Hi, Julie. Yay, camera's coming on for those of you who can. Love it. Fantastic. I was just asking, all of you who just joined, if you want to unmute and just say hi and let me know how you're doing, or tell me about how your Snowmageddon is going.
Hello. I'm doing good. We got a absolute ton of snow here. I could not believe how much we got. But I went outside and made a snow angel today, so that was exciting. Felt like a kid
Yes, like
again.
embrace it, right? Like if you
Yeah,
gotta have it, you might as well just like make the best of it.
exactly. And my fiance did one with me too, which was like totally unexpected and just really like fun and lovely. It was really like a cute moment. So
Oh,
it was really
Oh,
nice.
that's
I loved it.
we used to say Hallmark moments, but what comes to me is like that was an Instagram moment. Hi, Barb.
Ah.
hi, Kayla.
I
Hi,
know, right?
everyone.
Wow, look at this crew. I'm so glad you all are here. I know you're all excited because we're transitioning into like nutrition and inflammation finally.
I'm super
This is actually
excited
a
because
little bit
I'm
earlier
also
than I had
starting
planned
nutrition in my
out.
class. Oops, sorry.
What's that?
Sorry, Kayla, I was talking over you.
Oh, no worries. Yeah, it can get a little hairy with everyone having their microphone off. So when we get going, just or I said that backwards. When we get going, mute your microphone, and it just makes it a little easier for us to communicate. And we do have the chat box. I have that up. But yay. Okay, this is a solid showing. I'm so glad you all are here. Glad you all are safe and hunkered down and, doing well with the snow and making the most of it. Down in where I am on the coast in North Carolina, they were like preparing for ice and whatever, but we got a little bit of rain. Nothing crazy at all. I was kind of bummed. I was like, I want something. But your your 2 feet of snow back home does look beautiful.
Crazy.
Okay, so before we get rolling into our next chapter of this journey together, I would love to kind of just open up a moment for you all to tell me a little bit about how the past few weeks have gone, and reflect a little bit about, the habits we've gone over and learned about, implementing into our life, mindset, alter ego, vision boards. Um, yeah, so floor is open for any of you who just want to kind of comment in or let me know how your journey's going.
I can go. I don't know if anyone else is talking already. My phone seems to be lagging a little bit. Um,
Yeah, there's a little lag with Natasha.
Should I come, they maybe sign out and then come back on?
You can try that, yeah.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else want to chime in and talk about how the past few weeks have gone?
I can go. I mean, I think I'm just trying to get, I think I'd be changing of like my habits here, but I'm trying to be consistent, getting up in the morning, getting to the gym, having my water, at least trying to do that 80/100 part of it. And I'm being pretty consistent. I'm like just being consistent, packing my water in the morning, just having everything ready. So then I have it for the day. And I feel like it's been pretty good. I've been sticking to it to making sure that I'm just ready to go. So
Heck yeah, that's the really important part. Like I'm hearing, consistency in your
yeah,
comment there. That's great. Fantastic.
exactly.
And there's small micro changes.
Exactly. I'm not perfect and I still have that 20% where
Exactly.
I still gotta work on, but at least I'm trying to, hit a lot of the marks pretty every day. So
Yeah. Beautiful. Thanks
yeah.
for sharing,
Yeah.
Sandy.
I'll go
Sure.
next. So similarly, I've been focusing on micro habits and just really sticking with my workouts and my water, those two things, making those a real priority. And then allowing myself to not worry about the rest of it until it comes along, like the nutrition. Even though I'm being sensible, I'm not going overboard. And so I feel like that, like just making little changes is so doable that it's made it really easy.
Mm. Barb, that is really, really good feedback because that is literally what I was hoping people would get out of this. Like, we're slowing it down, you're being guided through a process. It's so hard to like pinpoint focus on what you want when there's all these options out there. So that's why these topics and making it like a monthly theme, I feel is going to be really valuable. So you don't get overwhelmed and you don't fall off the wagon. And that's perfect. And I love how you said, I'm giving myself permission to slow down and only focus on what we're doing, in the program. That's fantastic.
Yeah, good.
Love that. Anyone else?
Hi, Kayla.
Hi, Anne.
How are you today?
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
Good. I was just gonna say I feel like it's taken me kind of an extra hot minute to get into this, but it's part of the habits, right? Developing them takes a bit of time. Even stopping the habits that we wanted to kind of like eliminate. But I do think it's been really helpful. I'm really happy. I think I've made some good progress. I found like that the alter ego is something I keep thinking about, or I think about. I don't keep thinking about it. That's my problem. I'll like something, whatever the situation is, I'll be like, then I'm like, wait a minute, I need to think about my alter ego. So I have to kind of practice the habit of keeping that at the forefront of my mind a little bit to make it a little bit stronger or a more immediate kind of viewing or thought process, I think. But I like it, and it kind of makes me chuckle when I do it. And then I am just like, what can go wrong? Let's give it a try. So I'm kind of embracing that part and really having fun with it.
Wow, Anne, that was beautiful. I'm hearing this like new, almost just like acceptance for not being perfect, right? Like I can be silly and fun and make mistakes and still make progress and feel okay with it all. That's what I just heard from you, and I thought that was really awesome.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for sharing.
I
I know
feel like
Natasha
one
wanted,
thing
oh,
that,
Julie, go ahead.
oops, sorry. I was going to
No,
say,
that's
I
right.
think the one thing that I've really been taken away from this is celebrating the small little wins, even if it's not the wins that I've been building myself up to want like the big wins, like the big goals of wanting to lose weight, wanting to be healthier. Like I'm starting to celebrate the small little wins each day. That talk this past week was it just really got to me about thinking about those small little wins and not being it's not going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. It can be messy and that's okay.
Heck yeah. Oh, I love that you recapped Lauren's talk from this past week. She made a really great point about how we go into mindset thinking it has to be uber positive and perfect and fluffy, where it's like, no, we just need realistic mindsets. We need to like be realistic about everything. And when we're not extra positive and we're actually feeling down, like that's okay too. So yeah, that's awesome. I love that you all are showing up for those guest speakers because each of them has a really beautiful thing to offer and just a little different insight into things. And like I said, there's one way to teach, or there's many ways to teach things, and sometimes how someone else explains it is going to hit more with you. So it's as the more you all show up and integrate and absorb and just be present, you're going to get a lot out of it at some point. The other thing that hit me, Julie, when you just said that is Kara's talk. Coach Kara, who came on, she talked a lot about celebrating the small wins. Like literally, she's like, let's have a dance party, like really making it important to just like over exaggerate in some senses in our opinions. Like that's an over exaggeration. Why would I celebrate that? So beautiful. I love that. Thank you for sharing. Linda.
Sorry, I'll go. So last week, I was going away. We were going to take care of our three grandkids, and I had let go of doing any workouts with them. And a 5-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 6-month-old. So it kind of also reminded me of when I was young and we had our family, because I'd be up all night with the baby, and in the morning, my husband would say, just this past week when we were there, he's like, "Did you get any sleep?" And I was like, "Oh my God, it's just like when we had kids." But anyway, so I was fine with letting go of that. And then we got back and I went to work, and that night I got hit with the flu. So today was my first day back upright, but I was thinking, rather than being all frustrated that I haven't worked out, I haven't really done my protein and my water, I was like, but I'm a badass. Here I am, this old woman, and I was able to keep going with three grandkids and pushing a double stroller up and down the hills of San Francisco. And I had to remind myself at one point I was going downhill is really hard more than uphill. I mean, they're both hard, but the downhill part, I was going downhill and this young couple walked by and they said, you're awesome with that stroller. And I thought, yeah, I'm a badass grandma, And so I just thought, okay, I didn't do any workouts. I haven't been doing any of the things I worked really hard on, but I'm still a badass, like Kara said. And that was kind of my win. And I'm hoping tomorrow, because today was the first day I wasn't needing to lie down at all. I could like be up all day. Don't get that flu or whatever's going around. It hits you hard. So anyway, I was just going to say those talks are awesome. And we have to remember little things like being a badass and, just kind of going through, even if you don't do all the things you're supposed to, maybe you're doing one little good thing, So that was
Wow. Okay, Linda, you can give the next talk on here.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's incredible. So you recognize something that didn't go great for you. I got sick, I got knocked on my butt, and it was after a time of being away where I wasn't getting my workouts in, and you could have easily dwelled on all that. Be like, no, I know that happened. I'm recognizing that happened, but I'm not mad about it. I'm not dwelling about it. I'm not judging myself for it, especially when you were in San Francisco and you got confirmation from strangers that everything you're telling yourself, I'm a badass, you got from complete strangers who recognized it too. So incredible. That is really, really a beautiful mindset. And all the hard work you're putting in, and it's just going to get easier and easier and easier. It's a muscle memory kind of thing. Mindset is a muscle memory, like training. So thank you so much for sharing that and being such a good energy here.
And thank you for all you teach us and all the speakers and all the workouts. You are a supreme leader. So thank you.
Thank you.
So I'll share.
Eleanor.
Um, in a nutshell, I had a really crappy week last week. I had some physical challenges with my health that kind of put me in a big, sorry, in a deep hole for the week. I was a little frustrated that I've worked so hard over the past couple of years, taking care of my body, doing all the right things, and I felt like, okay, my body's letting me down anyway. But so I kind of allowed myself over the weekend to wallow in self-pity because it was snowing and, it was a good weekend to stay inside. But today, when I was outside snow blowing, I kind of was, thinking and decided that, listening to the mindset changes, some positive affirmations that I read every day, that I needed to just put on my big girl panties and I just deal with these things one step at a time because they are all things that can be dealt with. It's just going to take some time and it's frustrating, but yeah. So, and I'm showing up. So I think that's important.
Yes, absolutely. You are showing up. You always are showing up. I love that, especially, knowing who you are, like you are consistent and you are someone who tries. Like those are all part of an alter ego too. Like I am someone who, and you just kind of said it out loud. I am someone who's consistent. I am someone who shows up. I am someone who cares. So those are all really beautiful affirmations too. And I'm sorry you had a tougher week. That's it's there, it's
But
gonna happen.
yeah, it's behind me and I'm moving forward.
And there will be more,
Oh,
unfortunately.
yeah.
But the thing is, like, you're training yourself how to be resilient through those times
Mhm.
and finding ways to adapt around what's happening to you. You're being resilient and flexible too. Like, oh, okay, well, today I can't do that, but I can do this, and that is still valuable and still good for me. Yeah, I'm proud of you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Okay. Anyone else? Natasha, I know you wanted to talk.
Yeah, I can go. Um, so I've been doing, I think things have been going like really well for me and not in the big ways like it normally is for me. It's like normally I have to check off certain boxes in order for me to feel like safe and okay. And I've really recognized over the past few weeks with the small habit stacking, like something I've been consistent on every day is setting an intention for myself. And it's been so meaningful to me to remind myself of that intention throughout the day. And it's like a small thing, but it's been really, really helpful in like my growth, I feel like. Um, and talking about like the alter ego. So I actually have done like so many things that were out of like my normal comfort zone, which I feel like is me embodying my alter ego. I reconnected with some family this past week. I went down, I saw my dad, who I had like a really rocky relationship with, and it actually ended up being really good. I went into it with the mindset that I was just going to show up and I was going to be me, and I felt like I was the most authentic version of myself, and it was like such a powerful feeling. I felt like I've had so much negative feelings towards him for so long, but that day I showed up as an adult and it just changed so much for me. And it was actually it was beautiful. It was so beautiful. Um, and yeah, that just felt really good. And I've had my workouts have been going good and I'm really excited about that. I've pushed myself and progressed in my weights, which I feel awesome about. And I've also like just been more gentle with myself and like the other ways. Like today, silly small, but I had intentions on doing 30 minutes on my walking pad. And I did like a really strong lower body workout this morning and my legs were tired. So I didn't end up doing it as much. And I was feeling like anxiety and guilt. And chose to talk to my fiance about it. And he was just such like a good grounding, like sounding board for me. And just to feel like supported and allowing myself to be vulnerable, has been really, really huge for me. So yeah, it's been a really like powerful few weeks of very like small patient growth, but I'm really enjoying it. I'm finding love in myself so much deeper than just on the outside, I guess. And it's a beautiful thing.
Ooh, ooh, wow. That is incredible. Oh my goodness. I hope y'all feel that. I'm feeling that. Wow, Natasha, thank you so much for sharing all of that. Like so many big things. People get into programs and coaching programs like, I just want to lose weight. I want to, do this, that, and the other thing. But like the little micro habits are creating this like huge ripple effect for you that are beyond just like looking good on the outside. Like your inside is transforming. And those words you use, like I feel powerful and authentic, and I did something that was very uncomfortable and it went better than I expected. Like what if it goes bad? No, 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 no. What if it goes good and it went good? Like that's incredible. But
It
one word
did.
you
And I
used
just
right in
went
the
into it
beginning.
with the intention that I was going to spend the day with my son. No matter what happened, I was going to have a nice day with him, and it turned out to be beautiful.
Mm, wow. And then, finding comfort in a partner and relying on, leaning into it because that's what they're there for. Like you're there for
Yeah,
each other and you're just deepening a relationship, not only with yourself, but it sounds like family too. That's huge.
yeah, it is. And I feel like that's also like seeing my dad and kind of like healing some parts that I needed to heal. And they may have been like minimal. I had some things I wanted to like apologize to him even for. And there was one point in our conversation, he started to like cut me off and say like, "No, it's okay." I'm like, "No, but I need to say this to you." And I felt very brave doing that. And I was able to say what I wanted to say. And yeah, it went well, and it just shows me like areas where I can grow as a parent myself. And yeah, it's a cool, like, cool process.
Mm, yeah, that was really beautiful. And there was a word you used. You said safety within yourself, which is a really, really beautiful transition to how tonight's going to go. So thank you for saying that. Before I start moving on, anyone else want to jump in and share anything?
Can I share something real quick?
Please.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, now we can see you, beautiful.
Um, I just want to say, Natasha, you go girl. I work with Natasha and she mentioned this, seeing her dad business, and I'm really happy for you that it went well and that you did it and you felt like you had a positive experience because I know you were a little worried about it, but clearly you have all the tools and you did so good. So I'm
Girl,
happy
thank
for
you
you.
so
Mm,
much. You were so like, it was so nice to talk to you that day. I was so anxious and so worked up, and you just sat and listened, and I appreciated that so much. So, so much. So thank you. Thank you, like endlessly.
Anytime. So I just want to mention, because I know I don't want to take up too much time, but one thing for myself that I have been trying to focus on is being proud of myself for making it through days because, like you said when I got here, Kayla, that a lot of us are moms, a lot of us are working moms, and going from one thing to another is just really challenging. And it is, especially for me, I'll admit that. So I'm trying to shift my thinking of feeling like I'm not doing enough and I'm not meeting my goals to looking at how much I am doing and trying to give myself some recognition for the things that I am accomplishing, even if it isn't everything I want to be accomplishing right now in my life. I get up and I work really hard and I take care of people all day long and then come home and take care of my kids and do my very best to take care of myself. So that's one thing I wanted to mention that I'm doing for myself. And then also, Kayla knows this, but I kind of took a leap into inquiring about joining a gym that I've been looking at for a long time that happens to be right down the street from my house. And a lot of people I know go there and are very strong, not only physically, but mentally, and have such beautiful personalities. I just want to be in that environment, and I took the steps to start that journey and join that gym potentially this week. So I'm just proud of myself for that. That's all.
So proud of you. So proud of you.
Thank
Working through the
you.
analysis paralysis like we talked about. I'm so proud of you.
Ooh, ooh.
Yes, girl. Yes.
Wow. You all don't need me. Look at you all cheering each other on and speaking, into such a powerful way about how you're doing. Like, whoo, I am just my heart is beaming for you all. That was really cool. I'm so glad we took that time to connect and talk about how we're all doing. That was really incredible. Wow. Ooh, very cool. Okay. Good energy, all. I am so proud of you all. Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Okay. Well, tonight's talk is a little shorter anyway, so it was really great that we had all that time to do this. So we are, again, I'm kind of pushing this forward sooner than I had planned, but I think we're all ready to kind of move on to the next chapter. And the next chapter is looking at inflammation in the body, and we're going to be doing it through the lens of nutrition, food, eating habits, and all that goes into that. So you have all worked really hard to build foundations of habits and mindset. And that's really, really, really important to be successful in the next phases of this journey. So let me figure out my share and we're going to do a little slideshow. So I think while I'm doing the slideshow, I can't see you all, so just unmute at any time and ask questions. Okay, share. Let's Oops. Okay, not this, obviously. This. Okay. Can you all see that big enough?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so we already went through that. This is, I think I counted correctly, week 4. How, everyone? How are we this far in? Incredible. All right, so nutrition and inflammation and how mindset and everything you've been doing ties into it, and we transition smoothly. Okay, so as Natasha said, safety. What a word. Feeling safe in your body. Woo! That just, if you let that sit for a second, that is like, what a feeling. Some people might not even know what that feels like, might not even know how to describe that, but we have to create safety in the body. So the past few weeks have been gearing you up to do that. So for the past few weeks, we've worked on mindset, habits, alter ego, and vision boards for one reason, to teach your system that change doesn't require an all or nothing approach, to panic or to rush. We were slowly making changes with the big goal of creating trust in yourself and safety in your body. So important, super important. So working on mindset, it kind of softened this inner pressure within you. I heard all of you talking tonight a lot about acceptance. And I also heard you all kind of saying, like, I don't have to be perfect. Perfectionism was my old persona, but my alter ego is not that. My alter ego is kind to me, compassionate to me, strong, understanding, knows she's going to make mistakes, whatever it is. But I heard that all tonight. You all are reducing this inner pressure slowly within yourself. So well done. The habits you've been working on has created a rhythm within you and predictability. And that's exactly what habits are designed to do. They're supposed to remove thought around what you go and do. Habits are such that you just do them. So creating predictability in your environment and yourself and your daily structures, like that creates safety because your body knows what's going to happen. If there's something that comes out of nowhere, something that's stressful, something that's scary, that's when we lose safety and we go into a fight or flight. So you've been working on creating a better rhythm by creating habits. Your alter ego helped you act without waiting to feel ready. We've talked a little bit about this, that there's never a perfect time to jump into anything. So even in moments where like, oh, I had that chocolate cake, I fell off the wagon, like don't wait till Monday to get back on track. Your next meal could be back on track. Like you just have to have the reason, and your alter ego gives you that reason. Be like, oh, well, that person, my alter ego, wouldn't be doing that or would be doing that. You have to really come from that design of who that is for you to make decisions. And your vision boards, loved them. They have given you direction instead of urgency. So you have a sense of like, wow, I'm a work in progress. I'm working towards all these things that I really want. And they're there. And I get to see them all the time because I'm hoping you all put them somewhere where you can see them daily. So your vision boards were really important for giving you direction. And when you have direction, that gives you a sense of safety. Like, oh my gosh, I know where I'm going. It's not like you're lost in the woods wandering. Like that creates anxiety for a lot of people. So the vision board gave you direction. Okay. So all of this was designed to start creating safety within your body. Okay. So now we are entering a phase where we're going to bring that same sense of safety into your body through food and nutrition and eating. That is our next phase. Okay, so I talked a little bit about inflammation, and that's the big thing we all want to reduce in our body, right? It's bad, right? Inflammation is bad. Well, we can reframe that. Inflammation is not necessarily bad, but how we deal with it could be incorrect. So inflammation is not a problem. It's actually a message. It's a signal to you, and we should pay attention to that. And oftentimes what we do is inflammation, we immediately want to put some kind of medicine to it, right? Like, oh, I sprained my ankle, it's inflamed, it's swollen. Immediately take the anti-inflammatories, like throw the ice on it. It's like, wait a minute here. You know what's actually happening? That inflammation is bringing blood flow to the area. It's creating the signal in the body and bringing healing cells to the area. Now, that's one small example of inflammation. Like chronic inflammation is something we should address, but it doesn't mean we put a Band-Aid on it. It's a signal. It's a message. Like, all right, why is this happening and what can I change? So inflammation is the body's protective response. It rises when the body thinks it needs to defend or conserve. Yeah, interesting, right? I'll go into a little bit more about my thoughts around that as we flip through. So some common triggers of inflammation related to food and nutrition are not eating enough. Interesting enough, right? We want to lose weight, we feel inflamed, we feel puffy. I'm just not going to eat. No, no, no. That's actually not the right thing to do. Creating really long gaps between meals also can increase your inflammation. Blood sugar swings, oh, I just ate, the chocolate and then a sugar crash. Oh, I need some more sugar because I'm craving it because I'm in a low blood sugar state, reaching for that cookie now. That can create inflammation and your body go into this like turmoil state, like, I don't know what to do. Stress while eating, that can cause more inflammation. Chronic restriction or starting over. Again, so we're going back to the idea of safety in the body. If there's not predictability, your body thinks chaos is happening. Like, oh my gosh, I don't know what's going on. I need to store. Then that's what the inflammation process is doing. When we put fat on and stuff, it's like your body's like, I'm worried about dying. I'm worried about not surviving. I need to protect everything I can by stacking up layers of fat on top of all this vital everything about me, right? Like if you want to go from a soul level, it's saving your soul. Like the thicker the outside of you is, the more protected that soul is. If you want to go from a biological perspective, like your heart, your lungs, your organs, like the more layers there are, the more protected it is. So that's what happens is when we're not safe in our body or in our environment, you're going to start storing and staying inflamed. I may have jumped the gun. This is what I do when I go off the cuff. So why your mindset and habits mattered more than you realized. They prepared your nervous system to handle food in the most efficient way. So again, the safety part. Without the mindset work, food will be used as emotional management. Without habits, it might feel chaotic, like, oh, eating at this time, or just like reaching for this, reaching for that. Like, I don't know where my next meal is coming because I don't have the habits around food prep. I don't have the habit around like eating breakfast every morning. There's a lot of instability. It's chaos in the body. Without an identity or an alter ego, food choice feels fragile. Like you don't have a reason, you don't have a direction, you don't know why you're eating something or why you're not eating something. But your alter ego person is like, oh, that's not something we do. Or, oh, yeah, that is something we do. Without a vision, food has an altered purpose. So, kind of piggybacking off of that, you need the vision of what you want, and that will help guide you in choices around food. So, you've been practicing showing up even when it's uncomfortable, acting from identity instead of emotion, choosing direction over urgency. Mindset, alter ego, vision board. Okay. The goal of this phase is to lower inflammation by increasing safety. I'm going to keep repeating it, keep driving it in. This phase is not about eating less. It is not about being perfect, and it's not about controlling food. It is about predictability. It is about adequate fuel and nourishing your body. It's about stability over intensity. So not going all in on something, completely restricting, or like, completely cutting that out or whatever. Stability, slow and steady. That's kind of been how we've been going. That's our MO here. Learning which foods nourish your body. So as we progress through the next few weeks, you're going to learn a lot about nutrition and nutrients and foods that, typically are more inflammatory for people or less inflammatory or help fight off inflammation. That's going to be really cool. So a body that feels safe doesn't need to hold on to brace or be inflamed. Okay, bringing us back to day one, habits. Okay, so where do we start? You want to keep it simple. So if you all were at Scott St. John's talk, that was his big thing. He actually used the explicitory version. Keep it effing simple, right? I don't swear a lot, so I don't need to say it either. So what a habit is, let's review that super quickly. A habit, good or bad, has a cue, something that signals you, something that's subconscious. Oh, it's nighttime, the kids are in bed, but that's my cue. It's 8 p.m. Cue, environment, time, uh, setting. And that's the cue. So then what do you do next? It's like, okay, it's that time of night. I'm going to go to the freezer and I'm going to grab that Ben and Jerry's. That's what I do every night, 8 p.m. when the kids are in bed. It's a nice treat to me. That's my routine. The reward. I'm relaxing. I feel like I'm taking care of myself. I am enjoying that ice cream. I'm disconnecting from everything else because I'm so into this ice cream. That's the reward. Okay. So if we want to break a habit, we keep that same reward. Yes, I want my alone time. I want something that feels good to me, that, distracts me from life. We want that same reward. We're going to keep the same cue, 8 p.m. Kids are in bed. We change that routine. Instead of going to the freezer and getting the ice cream, we go and grab our Snuggie blanket. We cuddle up on the couch, maybe with our partner and some nice tea, or we go shut that kitchen down. Linda told me to do that. She says, kitchen closed, whoop, put that sign up, and then go right to your bedroom and open up your book or call a friend or whatever else it is. You change that routine, and that's how you break habits and create new habits. So we're going to be practicing that with food and eating and nourishing our body. Okay. So some habits we can start are eating regularly. Some of us just don't eat throughout the day, and that's creating an unsafe environment for our bodies. It's like, where am I going to get my next meal? I'm worried. No safety, fear, blood sugar spikes up and down. So eating regularly could be the habit we work on. Having balanced meals. Maybe, I have 3 meals a day and I don't really eat a lot of protein, or the carbs I eat are usually like white bread and I don't know, like simple sugar type carbohydrates. Maybe we change to complex carbs, where it's a sweet potato or quinoa or brown rice, where it's a slower digesting carbohydrate, which stabilizes your blood sugar. Or maybe you're avoiding fat because there's this huge thing in diet culture where like fat is bad for us. So maybe we need to add in healthy fats into your diet because the omega-3s are actually anti-inflammatory. So avocado, olive oil, more salmon, um, adding in stuff like that might be what you work on. Not skipping as a form of control. So as I mentioned earlier, like, oh no, I ate that brownie sundae. I'm going to skip the next day and not eat it all. No, no, you're going to remember there's no perfect time, but I'm going to just be ready to eat my next meal in the healthiest way I can. Okay. Eating in a calm and grounded way. So I will admit, I just didn't do that very well right before this call. I got a little behind on my day. I had my plate of food. I like shoved the last piece of broccoli in my mouth. And I was like, start Zoom call. I was not very calm or grounded in that moment. I was like, I just need to get this food in. So that might be something you work on, is making sure that eating actually becomes part of your scheduled time, like sitting and being really intentional and enjoying your food, having gratitude for your food, whatever feels good. I actually, at one point in time, would sit on the floor for every meal. Sounds really weird, but to me, that took away some visual stimuli of anything else going on. It got me to hang out with my dog and then pay attention to her and then just pay attention to my food because I didn't want it to fall or lose it or whatever. And the act of grounding, I was literally sitting and grounded on the floor. That felt really, really helpful for me. Not that you have to do that, but just an example of what I did to kind of slow down my eating and be present with it. Okay, so how do we, well, I already said that. How do we make all of that a habit? We start finding the cue, putting it into routine, and realizing there's a reward behind it. And the reward is nourishment, fuel for my body, enjoyment of food, presence with family, whatever it is for you. Your reward is yours. So, what are you going to do this week? I haven't had time to put it into your calendars on the Trainerize app, but I will as soon as we get off the call. But here's what I want you to do. For the next 7 days, I want you to commit to a habit centered around food and eating and nourishing your body. So in the very beginning, I had you all pick a habit, and you may have already picked a habit around food and eating. If that's the case, add another one. Okay, it's time that we kind of switch gears and start integrating habits that are centered around nutrition, because that's the theme of this month, the next month coming up. So some examples you can do are, kind of already talked a little bit about them, but you could maybe add a complex carb to your dinner. Simple, okay? We're going micro again. We're not doing huge things because, as some of you are already feeling, the little micro changes are having a ripple effect into life. So again, try to trust that. Small chat changes. You could add your healthy fat. Oh gosh, I like totally went ahead of myself. Eat breakfast within 60 minutes of waking up. So when we wake up in the morning, our cortisol is actually our highest, especially for women. If you continue the fast, which just means you just didn't eat all night, or you essentially starve yourself longer because your body's like, oh my God, no food, what am I doing? You could increase that cortisol, because cortisol is when it's acute and it's not chronic cortisol production, that acute cortisol is actually really helpful. It's how people back in the day who had to go hunt for their food actually had the energy to do it. Cortisol signaled them to like, okay, we're going to burn fuel because we need to go wander through the safari or the woods or the Amazon and go find food. So cortisol in the morning was really helpful. And biologically, we still do that. So to reduce that cortisol, bring it down and calm your system down, eating within 60 minutes is really helpful. Now, to piggyback off of that, just because we're in this topic, caffeine, you want to delay your caffeine for 60 minutes. Some of you already do that, and I'm so proud of you, but that caffeine can continue to spike that cortisol. So if you wait a little bit longer, that helps too. Also, there's a chemical in your brain that creates grogginess. Caffeine blunts that, so it stays in your head longer. So you might get a little jolt of energy with the caffeine if you drink it immediately, but you're stopping the metabolism of the groggy chemical, and that's why people who drink caffeine as soon as they wake up will feel groggy by like noon, 1, 2, like, oh, I need more caffeine. And it's just this vicious cycle. So try to delay caffeine by an hour and also eat by an hour of waking. Okay. Add salt or electrolytes to your meal and water. Really important, especially in the morning. You just went 8 hours without drinking anything, without any kind of fuel or any like sources of electrolytes. And your body's like, oh, I really need that. So I highly recommend an electrolyte in the morning to just kind of boost the system and get everything working and get hydrated. So that might be a habit you think about. Next, nervous system support before eating, because when we move into or out of our fight or flight nervous system, our sympathetic nervous system, if you can move into a parasympathetic nervous system, which is the rest and digest nervous system, then that can help you before you eat. So by taking 3 or more slow breaths before eating, you move your body into a digesting state, which is exactly what you want. You want to start bringing that blood back to your digestive system so it can do its job. Those muscles need blood and oxygen too. So diaphragmatic breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, stimulates the parasympathetic nervous system, and helps you with digestion. So that might be a cool habit to integrate, and it slows you down and makes you, focus on food and be intentional. Plus, when we rush to eat, I don't know about you all, but like if I am like hungry, ravenous, whatever, if I just start rushing to eat and don't slow down, it's like gone, 2 minutes flat. So slowing down is really helpful, and it might help you from, if you're someone who overeats, it might prevent that. Another reason to do this, eat without multitasking. So I was doing that admittedly, and I was not paying attention to the really good fish I made. I love fish, and I was just like, oh my God, I need to get this in. So try not to multitask while you're eating, because then you eat fast, you don't fill up as easily, you might overeat. Put your utensil down between a few bites. That's a cool strategy. Like if you're someone who eats too fast, put that utensil down. I don't do that a lot. Unless I'm like out to eat with someone, I never do that. It's like constant, like eat one meal without your phone. Another bad habit of mine. I literally have it sitting in front of me in case someone messages me and I can answer while I'm eating. Distracted eating. Why? Why do we do that? We don't need to do that in our life. We're so like that phone will be there, that person will be there. I mean, unless it's something super important and they call, then, it is what it is. But for most of the time in our lives, we don't need to be connected to that phone that much. Okay. Next, hunger and awareness habits. Eat when you're hungry, not when you're ravenous. So again, what I just said is like when you're ravenous, you're gonna tend to overeat and you might try or you might pick foods that are less healthy or less needed in the moment. When you're so hungry, again, your body's like, oh my God, I need food right now. My blood sugar's dropping. What do you think you're gonna go grab? The carby, like starchy, sugary food because that's quick. The blood sugar or the bloodstream needs the sugar. So if you eat when you're hungry rather than ravenous, you're less likely to choose food options that are less ideal for you. Notice your hunger and fullness and stop eating when you're 80% full. So the hormones that come in and tell you about fullness take a while to get into the system and signal you. So slowing down, eating, putting your fork down, those all will help you with signaling fullness. So maybe if that's a habit you want to work on, you can stack that one. And right above that, you can work on slow breathing or don't multitask or put the utensil down. And that's going to trickle into, okay, I'm getting full sooner because I'm allowing the hunger or the fullness, the appetite suppressing hormones to come in. And lastly, this is a big one in the nutrition world, is stop labeling foods as good or bad. Funny enough, food doesn't have morals, right? They're not good or bad. It's just some are less nourishing for your body than others. And when you take away that label of good and bad, when you happen to have a treat, which you're allowed to do, you won't feel as guilty because it wasn't a bad food. Okay. So taking away that judgment around food takes away judgment from yourself too. Okay, so that is where we're going to start for this next chapter. I want you all to pick some kind of habit around food, nutrition, and eating. Keep it simple. It doesn't have to be like the scientific versions of nutrition. We're going to get into all those things. You're going to learn all about anti-inflammatory, inflammatory, and how to eat, that will support that more and fuel you the best you can. So for now, let's just start creating habits around food and eating that are going to support our journey forward. Okay, let me get out of that real quick. Oh, wait. Stop. Oh, okay. Stop sharing. All right. So you should be all back to the Zoom screen. Ah, yeah, Julie, I love these habits. It makes it seem easier. That's the goal. Yes. The fundamentals of health do not have to be complicated. It's just we're convoluted with all this like information, and you're bombarded with this is what you should do, this is what you shouldn't do. And it's just like, you get that analysis paralysis, like Natasha and Shiloh were talking about. You're just like, I don't know what to do, so I'm not going to do anything because I can't. I'm just like paralyzed. And that's so common. So if you're feeling like that, I mean, I think that's probably why many of you are here, slowing it down, being guided, navigating this all together. Okay. Yes, Julie, it is overwhelming. Barb asks, is there a particular benefit to complex carbs at dinner? Yeah, so some people, I mean, honestly, you could go either way. With dinner, depending on what you're doing after or how early you're eating dinner, you might not even need any carbohydrates because you don't technically have to fuel yourself to sleep. Okay? But because sleeping is a large window of time where you're not eating and you're not fueling, having a slow, steady digesting carbohydrate can help stabilize your blood sugar through the night so that you are more regulated hormonally. Some people sleep better when they have a steady blood sugar, because if you're someone whose blood sugar drops in the night, you're going to be woken up. Your body's like, red alert, need to up that blood sugar. So some people do really well with a complex carb at dinner for that reason. And then in the morning, if you have low blood sugar when you're waking up, then you're going to shoot for the bagel or the coffee cake or, the something that's going to give you that quick sugar boost because your body's like, I need sugar now. So that's a good reason to have a complex carb at night. It's like a small sweet potato, the quinoa, maybe some legumes of some sort. Yeah, really good question. I loved that question. So again, okay, let me just get you all prepared for what's to come in a reframe sense. There are so many diets out there, right? And the thing is, we all just want to be like, okay, tell me exactly what works for everyone. That would be amazing, right? Like, this is the one. Follow it, and everyone's going to do great. That is unfortunately not the case. Every single one of you responds differently to foods and nourishment and different ways of eating. So what it comes down to is you have to be so in tune with your body and intentional about choices that you can sense when something's working or not. Small example, I play around with dairy in my life a lot. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go off dairy and see if it changes anything. Yeah, my face might have cleared up a little bit, or this might have happened. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to have dairy again. I love cottage cheese. It's a great source of protein. It's got good fats in it. It's got good, things to support my hormones. So then I'll implement dairy into my diet again. And I'm like, okay, I have a baseline. I know where I'm at. I'm going to observe what happens over the next 2 weeks. Okay. I actually respond better without dairy, or I didn't have any changes. So it's time, and it's being so in tune with yourself that you can do things like that. Okay, so we're going to be giving you recommendations about inflammation and anti-inflammatory and all these things. You're going to have to be your own investigator at some points. Like, okay, I'm going to cut out gluten. I'm going to see how it goes for 2 weeks. Wow, I feel so much better. or no changes. Don't worry about it. Let's not create extra stress in our life. Like if you're going to continue eating a healthy bread that has gluten in it, go for it. But you might be different than someone next to you. And that's hard. It sucks to have to say that because like I said, we all just want that one magic like potion. Tell me exactly what to do and I will do it. But it's going to be a little bit of work for you. Okay? But there'll be lots of tips and tricks. Yes, that is what I wanted to say next. I don't think, oh, so I hope you all were thinking about your next food habit or your next nutrition habit. I would love to hear what some of you have come up with. So if you're open to sharing, please unmute and let me know, and maybe you'll give an idea to one of your buddies here.
Well, I think with me, definitely putting the phone away. I'm always emailing, doing things for work, when I'm eating. Definitely putting the fork down. I normally eat my food because I feel like I prep all I prep all my meals, so my meals are already set up for the day. So when I'm eating, I'm just like, I just have to eat this. So it's not even like half the time I don't even enjoy my food. It's just I'm eating just because it's what I'm supposed to eat. It's protein, vegetables. So I'm just eating anyway because it's like set up. It's the time I'm eating every day. I eat the same time every single day, but I eat so fast sometimes, you know, and I can't even tell you what I ate. It was just like I just ate it. So I'm gonna take my time, slow down,
Yeah,
to put the
okay.
phone away to really, you know, digest my food. Taking definitely because I always have problems with my stomach, so maybe taking deep breath when I'm eating, slow down.
Yes. Sandy, yes, good
Yeah,
connection. Yes, I was hopeful that you would make that connection
yeah,
because of conversations we've had, and I
yeah.
have curiosity around needing to, so digestion for all of you
Mhm.
starts in your mouth. The saliva, the active mastication, like chewing, that is where digestion actually starts. And if you're like 1, 2, 3 bites, swallow, next one, 1, 2, 3 bites, swallow, like you're not getting that process. So now your poor stomach has to work way harder to break down more. And it might be breaking down in a way that creates more gas or more buildup in your
Mhm.
stomach. And it doesn't go through the intestines as well. So if you can slow down the process at the mouth, you're going to feel better and you're going to digest better and you're going to get full faster. So that was huge. That was a really good
Okay,
catch.
thank you.
Hmm.
I can go. I also have the taking 3 deep breaths before I eat. I've been working lately on taking a couple bites and putting my fork down, just trying to like slow things down. Just like you said, Sandy, I also eat like the same things. Like I
Mm.
meal prep everything and I
Yeah.
eat like times every day. So it is just, even if I'm not like necessarily super hungry at that point, it's like I know my body like fuels every like few hours or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, the other thing I really want to work on is adding electrolytes. I drink a ton of water. Like I drink an obscene amount of water, perhaps like too much if that's a thing throughout the day.
It is a
And I'm
thing.
yeah, and I worry because like I pee constantly, like worse than a pregnant person. It is outrageous. I feel awful about it. Especially working in nursing, it's not the most like ideal thing, but I just pound water all the time. I think it's because I have like an oral fixation and just putting something in my mouth, and then
Mhm.
for so long it was like food or whatever, and now it's just like water, beverages. Um, but I want to add like electrolytes because I feel like my body is just like super stripped from them. And it's something I've been thinking about for like a year, and I don't know why I haven't done it yet, but I'm gonna start doing that. So that's what my absolute habits are that I want to
Beautiful.
put.
Yes. Yep, you're right. There's this big like drink a gallon of water a day. Honestly, that's too much for most people.
Yeah,
So
I have
I
a
also have oral
64
fixation. So
ounce. Okay, you got it. This is
yeah.
64 ounces, and I drink like 7 or 8 of them a day. I drink
Oh,
a ton of water. Like
Girl.
sometimes at night it's bad. Like just at lunchtime, I drank an
mhm.
entire bottle of water and like got up to refill it, like because I put pepper on my stuff and it made me just chug it. But
Mm.
anyways, like I drink so much water.
You
Just
only
talking,
need two of those. Not even. You need less
yeah.
than you could get away with one of those on based on, what I think your body size is. So sugar-free gum. is great for oral fixation people.
Gotta get some of that.
Yeah,
I'm sending
that's
Dave with a
my
shopping list tomorrow. I'm gonna add electrolytes and gum.
Just be careful with the sugar-free gum because I literally had to go to the hospital because I had pain in my ear because I was chewing like
oh,
2
yep.
packs of gum per day.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I literally had pains in my, I guess, what is it called when you have like, it was painful. It was very,
Mhm.
I thought I had ear infections.
Yeah, you can
And
wear out that joint.
yeah,
Hmm.
because I was
Yeah.
chewing literally like 2 packs per day or more.
Good
I
point.
could see
Or more.
myself doing that, so I'm glad you said that.
It was crazy how much gum I was chewing.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Yeah.
Uh, good advice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the electrolytes, I mean, that's one thing. It's like, can you get a good electrolyte that doesn't have any like artificial sugars? I mean, artificial, like, what is electrolytes? Is salt?
You could get away with doing like a Celtic salt or a pink Himalayan salt. You could put that in like your morning lemon water or something,
Okay.
and that would be really helpful if you wanted to steer away from, yes, most electrolytes you're gonna find like stevia or
Yeah,
like a
I had it. Yeah.
sweetener. Yeah, it is tough to find a
Okay.
non-sweetened.
But you can just
Yeah,
add a little salt in your water.
it's a great option.
Like how
Okay.
much salt? I have some pink Himalayan salt in like a big bag. Like how much would I add to like my water? Like a little pinch, or what would you?
Yeah, a little pinch. If it
Okay.
Okay,
tastes too
I'll
salty,
start
it's
off
too
with that
salty.
then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want like too salty. And I add like salt to my food. I'm like, is that enough? Or
Perfect. Yep.
that's
And you
okay.
work
All
out a
right.
lot and you're drinking a ton of water. Like honestly, if you drink a ton of water, you're creating a state of hyponatremia and
Hmm.
your body's not able to use electrolytes because they want to push the positive ions into the cells to activate and use. But if you don't have enough of that because your body's in a state of like too much water, you're not going to get those
Hmm.
signals into the cells. So yeah, make sure that I would cut your water down and
I'm
definitely add
trying. Like
in,
I feel like
yeah,
I'm trying, and then I have days like today where it's like I'm just like pound, pound, pound all day long. Um,
I'm glad you're
I,
aware to
I
start.
am. Yeah, I
Yeah.
am. But I still. That makes sense though. Is that why when I'm like working out or like walking or whatever, I have to go to the bathroom so much more like frequently? Is it because my body's just flushing through it? Okay. I was
Yep.
thinking
It
about
can't,
that
yep.
today. Like I worked out, and then I was gonna do like my 5 minute like core finisher that I've implemented in afterwards. And it's like I had to go to the bathroom before I went and did that. And I had to go to the bathroom after. I'm like, come on, like what's going on? And that was this morning. So it's not like I had had a super ton of water at that point. Okay.
Yeah.
Good information. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I say something?
Yep.
I apologize if I have an echo of a toddler at some point. My daughter's going to bed, but I just wanted to kind of speak it into existence for myself that I have been much more mindful lately of my portion control. I was a person for most of my life that did not pay adequate attention to portions, and I've been doing that for, I don't know, the last month or two, I would say, and I definitely feel a difference in my digestion. Um, but for myself, going forward from this moment, I'm going to continue to keep focusing on my portions, but also drink more water because I am not Natasha. I'm the opposite. And I have been drinking like, I don't know, 30 to 40 ounces maybe a day. I sometimes drink a little more, sometimes a little less, but um, I've been limiting myself to 1 cup of coffee per day, which I'm proud of as well, but I need to drink more water. So that is a goal for myself. And also, some days I do really well with not eating late at night, and some days I don't. And I just really need to just be mindful of that. Am I hungry, or is this my body telling me, my body or my mind telling me that I need something else? Like you said, a phone call with a friend, or journaling, or reading, or something like that. And I know that, and I just need to listen, listen to myself more
Mm,
versus like fog brain reaching for stuff I don't really need. And I have gotten better with that. I have had binge eating disorder for a long time, and currently I am actually feeling like it's under control a lot more than it ever was in my life. And so I'm proud of that, but there's always work to do. So I'm going to keep tweaking it and keep trying to be mindful. And God forbid I do it here and there. I'm not going to beat myself up, but I am going to try to continue to pay attention that likely at 9 or 10 o'clock at night, I don't need to eat chips or I don't need to really eat anything if I had a good dinner. So
Yes.
it's hard, but I'm going to keep trying.
Incredible. That was really well stated. Thank you for sharing that. Loved that.
So I'll go next. I think one thing I am going to try to start doing is some electrolytes in the morning. I also drink a lot of water, but I have to. But I don't always feel well when I first get up in the morning. So I'm thinking that might be helpful to me when I'm starting my day. I have been working on last week, did a lot of 3 breaths throughout the day when I felt like I was getting a little stressed. So I'm going to start doing that before my meals. And then I am also a very fast eater and I eat the same thing like every day. So I'm going to work at putting my fork down in between and chewing more.
Heck yeah.
Because
Those are
sometimes
great.
I'm just eating because, okay, it's time to eat. I've got to eat and I just do it.
Yep.
So I'm a
Good
slow-
awareness.
Yeah.
Love it. Awesome. Thank you for sharing that.
I'll go next. I have noticed lately with my new job that I do not eat regularly, and that is something that I really need to work on because by the time night falls, I am ravenous and hungry and just eat way too much by the time I get home. Um, so I know I need to eat more regularly, making sure that I'm eating more frequently during the day because I get really busy at work and then I forget, oh yeah, I should probably eat. That's not really a healthy thing to skip meals. And I used to drink electrolytes every day because I do have a low sodium. Like I don't eat enough salt. And I moved away from that. And I think I need to get back into the habit of drinking electrolytes every day because I'm always thirsty too. Um, I want to do the 3 slow breaths before eating too. I really like that plan and that idea. And I didn't know about the eating breakfast within 60 minutes of waking and delaying caffeine. So I'm going to try going for that too.
Yay. Good. So many good little nuggets to use. Wonderful. And look at you all are just like, I love this. What I'm feeling from all of you is you're just going into like you're going internal to yourself, like finding intuition, finding yourself, like knowing yourself. You're learning and like bringing this out and talking about it. Like you're all understanding how you operate and what you want to work on. Like that's so important. Awareness is key. So I love hearing you all find awareness about yourselves.
It was so funny because when I started reading it and it said coffee, skipping the coffee 60 minutes, and nope, I'm done. Let me take that one. I am not doing that. I'm like, nope, this program is not for me. And then there was other stuff. Oh God.
That's cute.
I have a question about the eating breakfast within 60 minutes thing. So
Uh-huh.
on days that I have off, I get up and I work out. So I normally eat something. I have like a protein ball, like a homemade
Good.
protein ball or whatever, within like, I would say it's within an hour, but I usually have that before I work out. And then after I'm done working out is when I have like my protein rich breakfast. Is that fine, do you think? As long as I'm putting like
Yeah,
something
totally.
in my body? Okay. All right. Just wanted to ask.
Yep,
And on days I work,
absolutely.
it's normally within like an hour and a half of waking up, but it's before caffeine. Okay.
Yeah. No, it's like you don't want to go too long without eating.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Cool. Just wanted to double
Yep.
check. I didn't know if it was like a hard time frame or whatever. So okay.
No,
Cool.
do your best. Yeah.
All right. Awesome. Thank you.
Good plan.
I did have another question. I'm sorry. you know, with the electrolytes there, because I'm thinking about the salt. What about if I'm having the mustard? Is that, do you think that's sufficient enough?
Repeat that last
If
part.
I'm having the mustard, you know, yellow mustard, you know how we eat mustard and everything,
Oh,
like
yeah,
yellow
yeah, yeah.
mustard. So I
Because
wasn't
it's
sure if
salty.
that's, yeah, I wasn't sure if mustard is sufficient for the salt.
Oh, that's a good question. Type of salt matters too. So if it's a sodium chloride, which might be, that's like the table salt,
Hmm.
might not be as
Okay.
beneficial as like an electrolyte is a different type where the Na molecule will break
Okay.
off, like a sodium potassium. I wasn't great at chemistry. Um, so, I think it's better than nothing, right? Because
Okay.
you're still going to get the sodium part. It will break into, in your body and be used as an Na plus sodium ion. Um, but I think a preference would be an electrolyte
Oh,
or actual salt.
salt. Okay.
Good question, Sandy. I will look into that more,
Okay.
or maybe our guest speakers will have better knowledge around it.
Okay.
Yeah. If any of you have to go, it is 8:10. I appreciate you all hanging in for as long as you did and supporting each other. But if you have to go, please go. I understand.
I
When
actually
is,
need
yeah.
to go say it to my son. Good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Good night. When is
Good
the
night.
speaker? When
So
is the next?
this week is Michelle Mortimer. She is a nurse who specializes in functional nutrition, and she also does occupational health in Brattleboro. She's fantastic. She practices what she preaches. She does a ton of research, and particularly is focusing a lot on women in menopause because that's where she's at. But her topic is going to be how inflammation and our food drives so much of a disease in our life, but she's coming this Thursday at 6:30.
Hey, Kayla.
Yeah.
Quick question for you before I go. I have tried, and this might be like a silly option. I have it actually right in front of me. I have tried liquid IV, electrolyte mix or whatever, and it is disgusting to me. I don't know
It is
what.
disgusting.
Okay, good. I'm glad you agree. I don't
I
know
don't like
if
it
you
either.
have, I don't know if you have any suggestions for like a product that it could be used. I mean, I don't mind trying to just be mindful of what I'm adding to my food, but if I wanted to make sure that I was getting like a good, combination electrolyte, do you have any recommendations?
Um, let's see. Some people like Noon. I think it's spelled Nuun. It's not my top choice. I really like the Element, LMNT. That is a higher salt one. It's a little bit saltier, but it's kind of nice, like the lemon and salt. I don't know. I like that one. And it will guarantee you get enough, especially before a workout or in times where you're going to be sweating more. Like if you are like working and you're running around as a nurse, you might be sweating more than you think. So that's a really good
Hmm.
one. Um,
Would you mind
yeah.
putting that like somewhere, like in a comment of somewhere, in our group or whatever, just
Yeah,
so that
I'll
I
put it in
don't.
the resources tab.
Oh, that would be great. Okay,
Yeah,
thank
that's a
you.
good one. Uh-huh. Thank you for someone else is going to want to see that resource too. So thank you. Okay. Anyone else want to share their habit?
I'll just do it really quick. I'm gonna drink water first thing in the morning, have a cup real quick. And just, I was wondering if the three breaths, you know how like when I was growing up, we would say grace. Does that give you like three breaths before, like how, because you're pausing before you start attacking the food. So I was thinking, I have to go back to something like that, like even cheers, like just take
Mm.
like, but anyway, so I'm gonna go for those two things, the water and taking some kind of breaths before. And I was just gonna share when I was training for a marathon, I did a nutrition um, class for running, and the nutritionist said that we all don't chew our food enough. We need to think about chewing our food to applesauce. Not that you really want to have to, but just to make us realize how much we don't chew. And I remembered doing that, and I did eat less because when
Mm,
you take time and chew your food, the mind and the body connect better than when we just shove it in and we don't get the body and the mind connected. So that was one of her tips, like just like think about your food, like just really take some time and chew it. And we really, from work, we all try to eat really fast because we only have our culture 30 minutes. Poor kids at school, I think they get 23 minutes so they can go for recess. And so we're kind of taught to eat really fast when we really need to slow that down. So I don't know. That was just something I remembered from that. I thought it might be helpful for people. So anyway,
yeah, I like that applesauce tip. Cool.
yeah. So anyway, thank you, Kayla.
You're
This
welcome.
and Thursday is 6:30, not 7.
Yeah, my
Okay.
talks. Oh, I wanted to ask everyone, is Monday working better for you all? I'll put another, yeah, we like Mondays. Mondays are okay.
I like Mondays.
Okay, it works fine for me for now. So I'll just put a message in the group and hopefully everyone agrees. Yes, my talks are 7 p.m. Guest speakers, except for one at the very end of this program, all will be 6:30,
Okay, perfect.
unless something for them comes up, but I will make it abundantly clear. But yeah. Mhm.
Thank you. Don't want
You're
to keep
welcome.
and have a good night. Nice to see everyone.
Yeah, we'll see you on
Everyone.
Thursday.
Can I ask a quick
Bye.
question?
Yeah, what's up, Julie?
Um, so with me being thirsty all the time, could that be the fact that I'm not getting enough electrolytes?
Let me think about that real quick. Yes, it could. So the positive ions, the sodium, potassium, calcium, they do pull water into the cell. And
Mm-hmm.
so if you don't have enough electrolytes, you might not be hydrating the cells enough. And if the cells aren't hydrated, you're going to get signaled to drink more.
Okay. All right. So
Does that
should
make
I,
sense?
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So maybe I should just play around with it and find like that right amount of electrolytes per day.
Yeah, at least like one serving a day would be
Yeah.
helpful. Do you avoid salting food? Oh, you said you got away from it and now you're back to salting.
Yeah, I mean, I try when I remember, but I'm not a salt person.
That's
I
okay.
don't like really salty food unless I'm eating potato chips, but
Yeah.
that's not the most nutritious. I'm going to change my wording.
There you go.
Nutritious food to be eating.
Look at you, reformed. I love it. You really like grab things and use it. I am so proud of you. Um, yeah, that's an interesting thought. And you're drinking enough water during the day?
Oh my gosh, like so
Okay.
much water. Like I'm one of those people that probably is drinking about a gallon of water per day.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna guess that you're not pulling the fluid into the cells. It's just staying in the interstitial space and or
Hmm.
just being excreted from your body because it's like, whoa, this is way too much. And you're just kind of like flushing the system. So bodybuilders will do that in the last couple of weeks of prepping because they want to get like they want to look less full in their muscles and stuff. So they want to actually dehydrate. So they'll drink a gallon of water to like start flushing out, if that makes sense.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So you might be like flushing yourself out all the time, and your body's like, oh my God, we're not getting any water into the cells that need it to perform all the processes that they need to. So yeah, I'm guessing you need a little bit of a sodium, potassium,
So,
calcium. Plus, like, I mean, you're already drinking a ton, but yeah, no, the electrolytes would be helpful.
okay. All right. I just been like, I grew up with my mom not putting salt on food because it was like during that time where like salt was bad and it could cause heart issues. And my family had heart issues.
Yeah.
So my mom was always very cautious about using salt. And I think it's just become a habit of mine, and having a lot of salt on food just grosses me out. So
Yeah, yeah,
because
makes
it's
complete sense.
been a learned thing, learned habit.
Yep. Yep. And you're sensitized to it. Like if you don't eat a lot of sugar, if you don't eat a lot of salt, like as soon as you have it, it's like heightened in you. So it's probably, oh, it's so salty. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, well, I'll try drinking more electrolytes and remembering to do that. I
Yeah,
just like the
yeah.
taste of my water.
Most people don't say that.
I prefer water. I don't like the taste of much of anything else to drink, but okay, I'm
Hey.
gonna try that.
Okay. Beautiful. You're doing it. You're doing all the
Yeah,
things.
I'm trying. I'm
You're,
trying.
d- I love it. You're showing up. Hmm.
All right.
All right, my
Thank you,
friend. Well,
Kayla.
yep, if you need me, you know how to find me. But until
Okay.
then, I'll see you Thursday.
All right.
All
Bye.
right. Bye.